Hello. Sorry, mate. You stop for a second. Stop for what? Well, I need to speak to you. Well, because potentially I think you may have been in national news.
The moment a 7-week national manhunt came to an end.
Look at me.
Involving a runaway aristocrat and her convicted rapist boyfriend.
Where's your child, my friend?
A manhunt that would ultimately end in tragedy.
Where's the child?
And the most extraordinary court case. This is the story of the trial of Constance Marten and Mark Gordon and the hunt for missing baby Victoria. At the start of January 2023, a burning Peugeot was found on the M61 near Bolton in Greater Manchester. Inside that vehicle, a placenta wrapped in a towel on the back seat. The car was soon identified as belonging to Constance Marten and Mark Gordon.
Constance Marten and Mark Gordon have not been seen for nearly 2 weeks after they abandoned their burning car on a motorway near Bolton.
There's still a lot of concern for the baby's welfare, so police are now offering a reward for information.
The couple's disappearance and the unknown fate of their missing child was soon national news. What was described as a high-risk missing persons investigation was now underway. And as alarm grew, so too did the intrigue, as details of the couple's contrasting backgrounds began to emerge. Mark Gordon was born in Birmingham, then moved to Florida in the United States as a child. Aged 14, he broke into the house of a next-door neighbour before raping her and holding her hostage. After serving 22 years in prison, he was deported back to the UK as a convicted sex offender. Constance Marten's past couldn't be more different. Born into aristocracy with deep royal connections. Her grandmother was the goddaughter of the late Queen Mother, while her father was once a page to the late Queen. Napier Marten made this public appeal as the search for his daughter intensified.
Darling Constance, even though we remain estranged at the moment, I stand by, as I have always done and as the family has always done, to do whatever is necessary for your safe return to us. I beseech you to find a way to turn yourself and your wee one into the police as soon as possible, so you and he or she can be protected.
It's unclear how Constance Marten and Mark Gordon met, although it is known that they decided to go on the run after finding out that Marten had fallen pregnant with their 5th child. Their 4 other children had already been taken into care. Using nearly £50,000 withdrawn from Constance Marten's trust fund, they moved across the country at pace in freezing conditions. From Bolton to Liverpool to Essex to East London, Constance Marten, seen here on CCTV, making every effort to hide baby Victoria. As police followed their trail, they found more evidence of a couple on the run. A Bible, dummies, baby grows, even a wig found discarded, as Marten and Gordon desperately tried to evade officers. The police search soon focused on Brighton, where the couple had been spotted camping. And after more than 50 days on the run, they were finally apprehended, yet without baby Victoria.
Where's the child, madam?
Where is the child, please?
Daddy Bear?
Daddy Bear, she shouts over the officer's shoulder,
Right, where's your child?
as police ask for information about their baby.
Where's your child, my friend?
Mark Gordon's focus, though, is not on his missing child, but his appetite.
No, please. I've got food and stuff.
I'm not going to make you a sandwich. We need to work out where your child is, mate.
I've got food to eat.
Yeah, we got a child to find.
Okay.
It's a bit more important. We want to know where this child is. We need to know. It's important. Where is the child?
The baby was not with them, and we have not found the baby as yet.
2 days after their arrest, a devastating discovery. The body of baby Victoria found inside a little carrier bag. Her body so badly decomposed that no pathologist has been able to ascertain her cause of death. In a police interview a short time later, Constance Marten was told that the body of a baby girl had been found.
We have found the baby.
I know, she says. Have you got a question for me? She asks.
Do you have a question?
Is it your baby?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it is, Marten says, as a matter of fact, before she appears to start crying.
Take your time. Constance. There's no rush, Constance. I can see it's very, very distressing for you. And you're physically upset now.
The couple were charged with gross negligence manslaughter, concealing the birth of a child and perverting the course of justice. They denied all the charges and a trial was set at the Old Bailey. In May 2024, Marten and Gordon were found guilty of concealing the birth of a child and perverting the course of justice, though the jury failed to reach a verdict on the more serious charge of gross negligence manslaughter. This story was not over, and a retrial followed. The couple would be accused of attempting to derail proceedings at multiple opportunities, with even Mark Gordon's own legal team withdrawing, leading to a decision to represent himself. In one of the most astonishing moments of the trial, Mark Gordon, who is not legally trained, cross-examined his partner and fellow defendant Constance Marten. She said that all hell broke loose with her family when she returned from travelling pregnant with her first child. She then claimed that her family had hired firms of private detectives in what she described as like a cat and mouse game. Marten went on to accuse what she called her biological family of prejudice towards her black partner, adding, "Some people from privilege think they're above the rules." Asked whether she intended their baby to come to harm, Constance Marten replied, "No, of course not." In an email exchange, Constance's father Napier Marten told Channel 4 News that his family did not wish to comment on his daughter's story, but was fully aware of the interest this case elicits.
It's the actions of Constance and Mark that brought about the tragic consequence of baby Victoria's life ending. But they entered into being deliberately avoiding authorities, both the police, the social care services, because they knew that baby Victoria was not safe in their care.
The prosecution said baby Victoria would have been subjected to substantial cold stress in her brief life. While the baby's exact cause of death remains unknown, the court heard it was likely that she died from hypothermia or was smothered while co-sleeping in a, quote, flimsy tent. Prosecutors ultimately argued that baby Victoria would still be alive today if it were not for the reckless and ultimately grossly negligent conduct of her parents. In his closing speech to the jury, Mark Gordon said, "The whole prosecution in this case is like a script from a movie, indeed a fictional novel." Before arguing to the jury, "We were not on the run, we were being chased." Members of jury support those who stood up to government overreach in the spirit of the Magna Carta. "We were two vulnerable people who were misunderstood and continuously persecuted due to racial and class stereotypes, but none of that stuff matters as love conquers all." The jury rejected that appeal, agreeing with the prosecution that Constance Marten and Mark Gordon had put their relationship and views of life before the life of a little baby girl. More than 2 years after a placenta inside a car inferno sparked a nationwide manhunt, the convictions of Constance Marten and Mark Gordon mark the end of a tragic tale, which ultimately cost the life of a baby girl. Some justice for Victoria, a baby that police said was never safe in the care of those meant to protect her the most.